I traveled to this farm in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Thailand. My house is right there, and this is where the cows live, right out here. They're on the field right now though. It's also day 4 of being the only foreigner around, which reminds me of a story from the old days. You see, my uncle's mom is from Japan. She moved to Denmark in the early 60s, late 50s, and she was headline news in the newspaper around the area. Isn't that crazy to think about? But that is kind of how I felt. Of course not to that extreme. Of course not to that extreme. We're living in a way more open world with our phones having access to the whole world. But I must say, both in this city, I'm the only foreigner around, in the previous city being the only foreigner around. I feel like I'm some kind of attraction when I went on the bike ride today through the city. Some people look at me like I'm from outer space. Other people are laughing and saying hi, and it's a completely different experience to be in one of the bigger cities where there are more foreigners around. Out here, there's nobody. It is amazing to try and stay out here in the middle of nowhere, even though nothing is happening out here. We're back at the train station going north. I had a really nice morning and I walked here and I just had an amazing lunch at that woman's place from the previous video when I arrived to the city. I had a long talk with her. I'm actually kind of regretting not recording it, but we were just sitting there in the moment and talking. She also told me the main city right over here is actually the monkey city, which I watched on TV back in the 90s. Early 2000s maybe. It could be fun to go there. The only thing is we go in the opposite direction. We made it to Mornpon. I think it's pronounced like that. It's a little bit chilly and a little bit windy today. That might sound strange for a lot of people because it's 31 degrees, but for me it's a little bit chilly. This is kind of a small town and we're living outside the city. However, I don't know where it is exactly. 2, I messaged the Airbnb host where I'm renting this place from in the morning, where the exact address was. And no response yet. There's no address in the address thingy on the app, but if you press on the map, it will take you to a location remote from here. It kind of looks like where it is. I think I'm gonna try to eat something first, because if we have to problem solve later, we need to be fueled up. I got a message. It's from the Airbnb host. Hello, typing. How to get to the farm. I kind of feel like it's some kind of AI robot. Sometimes they send me the address, I will find my way. Now the farm is still getting, what? I think it's also they write in Thai and then it's kind of translated automatically. As I just spoiled here, it's supposed to be some kind of farm outside the city. Now the farm is still getting, is it because I'm not reading it correctly or what?
No, the farm is still getting.
I'm in Bangkok. Just send me the address. Mama, you're on the farm. I guess his mom is there. Okay, I'm hungry. Let's try and go out and then I guess there will come some more messages at some point. I'm super hungry. I was actually hoping there was some kind of street food with these sticks with meat on, but there's nothing here around. Luckily, on the other side of the station was this 7-Eleven. I'm gonna eat this before we do anything else. I got some more messages from the Airbnb host. First a QR code, and he sent me a Google Maps link, and then he sent me, just tell the tuk-tuk driver to go there. I was actually, as always, planning on walking there. It's 1 hour walk, and it's mostly fields. So I think we're actually gonna do something different and take a tuk-tuk for the first time in Thailand, which I guess is crazy considering that we've been here over 2 weeks. Oh, it was very sweet. Got some vitamin C. The Airbnb guy texted me that the tuk-tuk should be 100 to 150 for the ride. Let's see how much they're gonna try to charge me now that I'm a foreigner. Maybe it's right on the money, maybe they want to charge more. I bet more. I guess we will ask about the price before we go. I actually don't think I've ever been in a tuk-tuk, ever. Like anywhere in the world. There's gonna be a world premiere. The place we're going is a farm out of the city, as I told you. It's kind of 50-50 if it's like a tourist thing or it's like exact opposite. I hope it's the exact opposite, but it's hard to tell from the pictures because there are some pictures about some coffee and stuff. I hope it's like a local farm in function. It's nice with some food. I'm actually still hungry. Still, I didn't get that on camera. When my camera, it starts off relatively quickly, but when it started up, you kind of have to wait a bit to connect to the hard drive which it's recording on. Which normally is quite fast. It doesn't record, of course, before it's connected. And sometimes in these situations where stuff that happen, it happened to me at the Insane Date video where the dogs came at me. Because I was focused on keeping the dogs away, so I just turned on the camera and then waited a bit and then pressed record. It would be a nice feature actually if it will start recording as soon as the hard drive is connected when you already pressed the record button. That will save me a lot. This guy that just came with his food truck came up to me, barely spoke any Thai, with a piece of paper where it said YouTube on, and he asked for my channel. How nice is that? I thought I recorded everything, but the camera wasn't booted up properly yet. I was trying to ask him what he's selling, but I don't understand what it is. They're not that used to foreigners here. There's a bunch of people over there looking at me. I will change the battery and then we'll try and see if we can get a tuk-tuk without getting ripped off. And just because we talked about tuk-tuk, I actually thought about, ever since we left Alyd, the bigger city we stayed in, we went to the night market. Nobody has tried to sell me anything. No tuk-tuks, no nothing. Kind of nice. Now, let's see if we can do this. I need to go there. I almost feel a little bit embarrassed. He just set up 100 right away. It is a little interesting, especially with all my gear here. I have to hold on to take this ride. Take this ride. It is quite a long ride. Police. I don't have anything, sorry. We are definitely in the middle of nowhere. That bumpy road, we were on that for 10 minutes. Kind of felt like it was not enough to pay him only 100, so I pay him 120 instead. I hope it's here. I don't see anything other than this big sign and a woman laughing. Maybe she's the one. Sawadee. This place, right? Yeah. I think I'm just gonna walk in here and see what happens. Oh, why are you hitting it? He just hit the dog with a stick. This one doesn't do anything. We are in this situation once again, that all the signs are in Thai. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna try to follow her and see what happens. Yeah, toilet. Deep upstairs, go to the bathroom downstairs. Okay. Oh, there was kind of a lot of confusion going on the way in here when we got here. I actually thought that I was supposed to sleep over there in this thingy with a tent. Apparently it's here. But it's also amazing. Let me show you around the place. So this is the house itself. It looks pretty cool, right? And this is kind of the entryway into the house. And there we have the staircase. The staircase leads up to this patio here that's in front of the house. The place have a quite big seating area here. The other end of the patio here. There's this lounge area with 2 seats, more water, more cups. Oh look, it is quite cozy. And then I can sit here, edit my video, look at the cows out there. There's of course no Wi-Fi here, but it looks like I got phone reception. So this is really amazing. I wish, however, that I bought more food, but I'm pretty sure I have enough for the rest of the day. And then tomorrow morning we'll figure something out. Supposed to be some bikes you can borrow, cutlery and some plates. And this is my neighbor. Alyd. And here, this is the lock for the place. This is an amazing house. It's not as amazing as the $1 Airbnb. This was also way more expensive. So this is the way it looks on the way in. And it's just a square little house. And here's the bed with a pillow, I guess. Towel. And that hole right there, that's the air condition. I don't hope it's gonna rain heavy because I'm not quite sure if this will take heavy rain though. And this kind of looks weird in some kind of way, like real fuses. And here that's the backyard of the place. I think she's bringing a bike for me. We came with a bike so I couldn't go into the city to buy food. A little bit of a weird thing is, it says there is like a coffee place right down there. And maybe there was like kind of an abandoned kind of building there. I have to go to the toilet, which is in the other building at the start here. So maybe I should go and check if there was possible to get a coffee there anyways. I just don't think there was anything there. And on the photos, and I think that was what confused me about this tourist thing. And it's not, let's conclude, this is in the middle of nowhere. It is an actual farm. It's not a tourist thing, luckily. The seat is quite low on this, but there's this like passenger seat I could sit on. Yes, thank you. I already bought some food for the rest of the night, so I'm gonna bike there in the morning. The sun is about to set, so let's go and check out the toilet before it's done. And this is the neighbors here. This is my neighbors. It's full of cows. So apparently, if I understood her Thai correctly, all of this land here is all theirs. So it is just a real farm we had. This is amazing. I kind of have the feeling if the wind is really strong, I mean it's windy today, but if it's really strong, it will just blow away. Probably won't, but you know what I mean. And then believe it or not, I'm actually thinking about taking out my jacket from my suitcase because it is a little bit cold. There are literally nothing out here. Over there is supposed to be the toilet area, which he actually showed us right at the start. It's a little bit funny to walk around here because it actually looks like that it used to be kind of like a touristy place in the middle of nowhere. But I'm the only one around. There seems like there's only two places really to stay, but there are kind of like this vibe of there used to be more. Maybe it's a place that Thai people come and hang out also, I don't know. Like right behind me there is this cafe kind of thing, but it's definitely closed. There is a guy there though. And right here there's this concrete and steel little temple kind of thing. Here with this toilet, it also looks like it's like a more official place than just a farm, right? I might have figured it out now why it looks like it does here. I just translated this. This is actually different kinds of coffees. So maybe that cafe area here, which is definitely not here anymore. So maybe it just was like that. And that is why it gives it that feel of a touristy thing. This is the bigger of the toilets. There's just one thing. There's no toilet paper. And I have kind of avoided using the hose to clean myself afterwards and always use toilet paper. I guess today's gonna be the day. And then it looks like the shower is also here. I kind of just have that feeling of that this place, if it had like some kind of fancy food around it and a lot of staff, it would be some kind of like crazy Instagram place where people would go to. And it looks like they tried to make it like that. And then it didn't work out, I guess. It's such a special vibe here. I really hope that it's like, you can see it on the video, because it's this farm thing and then it's this like Instagrammable kind of world here. It's so, I don't know what to say actually. I wonder what this stuff over there is. Let's check it out. It live? Oh, not yet. Is the weather cold? Yeah, it's a little bit cold, yeah. It is very peaceful here. Then I will bring the food to the upstairs. How much do you want for the food?
No.
No?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, look at the sky there. It's really nice to talk to them. They don't speak any English at all. The guy, a little bit of English. Apparently they're gonna bring me a little bit of food, probably because I said that I didn't want to go before tomorrow. Kind of felt sorry for me or something like that. I asked them how much they wanted for the food and they said nothing. She said she would bring it to me. It was a little awkward, mostly because I didn't really understand what's going on. I kind of thought then it was like a restaurant because everything looks like a restaurant. And I asked her, like, there used to be a coffee place here, and she said, yeah, it was here. And then I asked her, no, not anymore. And then she said, no, not anymore. At least that was what I understood. Super friendly people. I'm actually super happy that they offered me some food because I have food, but it's not that much. And I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna eat a banana now. It really looks like a movie, this place. Especially because it have that vibe we talked about a little bit earlier, about this being an Instagrammable place. But it's not. I would say in some kind of way, I wish that it was less Instagrammable and more like completely raw, but it also, I mean, it is completely raw. The lock to the door is a pen. There's a mattress on the floor. I guess it is the real deal. It's just me that have some picture in my head, probably. Is he bringing the food now? The service level is almost too big. But it's amazing.
สวัสดีครับ
ค่ะข้าวสวยตอนนี้ต้องกินอันนี้ต้องกินข้าวเหนียวก่อน
Yeah, sticky rice. The food is really nice. There's like this. And then a full bag of sticky rice. I don't know what it is, the whole awkwardness level. I think it's because she's super service-minded. But I don't understand what she's saying. She doesn't understand what I'm saying. And I'm just not used to that kind of like level of service in a place like this, or like in general. I like to do stuff on my own, but I appreciate it a lot though that she is that service-minded. But it's just been a lot of information and stuff all the time. But very thankful for it. Very, very thankful for her service. I just have to get used to it, I guess. I think my hard drive is trying to tell me, oh, there's only 12 seconds left on the hard drive. See you tomorrow. Good morning. I actually had a quite great night. Kind of. It was a little bit cold, so I had the blanket and then I took the towel on top. It was still a little bit cold, so I actually ended up putting on my shoes also because my feet were cold. It's a little bit windy also, and this house is not really windproof. First few hours I slept really good and then I was awake for a bit. This pillow is just a block. It's perfect height for my head, but if your head is like in a different level, it will be horrible, but for me it's perfect. I guess we should go to the toilet and then take the bike and drive into the city, see if we can find some food and a cup of coffee. And I just realized that it will be the first time that I have to drive on the opposite side of the road in my life. I never driven anything myself in the opposite side of the road, ever. That's gonna be the first. It looks nice and sunny outside. You have to remember to lock the door. There you go. I heard the woman earlier, like that she was walking around out here. Apparently there's a pair of flip-flops on the stairs now. Wonder if these for me or what. One thing in Thailand you always do is you hit your head a lot because everything is kind of a bit too low for a European guy like me. So a little funny thing, perfect engineering. They use these half tires to feed them. So they put food in there and then they will eat out of that. That's a great idea. I think I see the woman on the way. For me? No. This is?
จ้ะ
ครับคุณครับ
ร้อนๆไปกินเลยเอาไปกินข้างบนนู้น
I just toilet
นั่นรองเท้าอ่ะอันนี้นะข้าวร้อนๆน่ะเนี่ย
Oh it's warm
ไปกินข้างบน
Oh ครับคุณครับ I will just go to the toilet and then come back and eat
จะไปข้างนอกเหรอ
ครับคุณครับ
ค่ะไม่หิวเหรอ
Yeah, but I need to go to the toilet first. Talked a little bit about it yesterday also. Hospitality is almost too much here. Like, she was like, you have to eat it now, it's warm. Yeah, but I need to go to the toilet first. I appreciate it though. It's not like, I don't want it to sound like I don't appreciate it, because I do. I hope you know what I mean. It's quite a lot of food actually. Looks like some fried chicken and then a whole lot of rice, which is steaming hot. It's 20 minutes, we're gonna attempt to go back to the city. There's a whole bunch of bikes over there, and I will try and see if I can get a bigger one, because I feel like a comedian from the 60s riding around that one. And it's 3 kilometers ride on a bumpy road. I don't know if it's just me, but when my plans change like this, it kind of annoys me. And it's stupid because it's amazing. She brought us free food. I don't know. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But in my head, we were drinking coffee in the city right now. Oh, anyways, let's eat it. Hopefully it's amazing. It is so good. It's worth the change of plans, that's for sure. It's not in a negative way that I get annoyed. It's just like, I had a plan. I hope you know what I mean. Like, I'm super happy, and I'm extremely happy she brought me food. Really happy. Second attempt about going to the city. Mission 1, see if we can find a bigger bike. Mission 2, go and wash my fingers because they're kind of sticky after the chicken. Almost. First question is, how do we get there? There is this little thingy there, but it doesn't really look like a real bridge, right? There were other bikes that were bigger, but all the tires on all the bikes are completely flat. This is only semi-flat. Guess we're just gonna go with that one and see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting for sure. Denmark.
Mikkel, Alyd.
Exactly.